Hi everyone! In today's video I am going to show you how to make a knitted ghost applique. This applique is super easy. We're just going to be knitting back and forth with a few increases along the way to give our ghost a little bit of a shape. As you can see, the fabric is reversible, so at the end, before sewing on these eyes, you can decide which side of your fabric looks the best and put those eyes on the front. This ghost makes a wonderful friend for this knitted pumpkin. This tutorial is also on my channel and I will link it down below in the description box. And these patterns are also available on Etsy, so be sure to check out that. These appliques are awesome, strung up together in a garland, and really add a little something to any room in your house. For the ghost that we are making today, you'll just need a little bit of white or whatever color you want your ghost to be. Scrap yarn. I just used a 4-weight acrylic yarn and just a little bit of black for the eyes. I am also using a pair of 5.5 millimeter knitting needles. Obviously you can use whatever size you have available. If you use a smaller size, your ghost will size down a bit, and if you use a larger size needle, your ghost will size up a little bit. To start, we're going to cast on 6 stitches. So leave a little bit of a tail to cast on. We're going to cast on 6. 6 stitches on our needle. For rows 1 and 2, we are just going to knit every stitch all the way across. That was row 1. I'm going to do that one more time. So row 2 is exactly the same. We're just going to knit 6 stitches all the way across. So there's rows 1 and 2. Just knit all the way across. You should still have 6 loops on your needle. For row 3, we're going to increase. We're going to knit 1, yarn over to increase, knit the next 4, you should have 1 loop on your needle. We're going to increase again, yarn over, and knit that last stitch. You should now have 8 stitches on your needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For row 4, with our 8 stitches on our needle, we are going to knit 8 stitches across. For row 5, we're working another increase row. We're going to knit the first stitch, increase with a yarn over, so yarn over, knit the next 6 stitches. You should have 1 loop on your needle, yarn over to increase, and knit the last stitch. You should now have 10 stitches on your needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And turn. For row 6, we are going to knit every stitch across. So we're going to knit 10. And turn. For row 7, we are doing another increase row. We are going to increase one on each side again. So knit the first stitch, yarn over, and knit the next 8 stitches. You should have 1 stitch left on your needle, yarn over to increase, and knit that last stitch. And turn. So at this point you should have 12 loops on your needle. We're going to work rows 8 through 22, just knitting those 12 stitches. So row 8 is knit 12, row 9 is knit 12, row 10 is knit 12, all the way through row 22. I have worked rows 8 through 22 just knitting back and forth. So row 23 is an increase. So we're going to knit that first stitch, yarn over. We're going to knit the next 10 stitches. You should have 1 stitch left, yarn over to increase, and knit that last stitch. Turn. You should have 14 loops on your needle. We're going to knit all 14 loops, all 14 stitches for row 24. We're going to turn. For row 25, this is our last increase row. So the same thing, we're going to knit that first stitch, yarn over to increase, knit the next 12 stitches. You should have 1 stitch on your needle, yarn over to increase, and knit that last stitch off. And now you should have 16 total stitches. Turn. Row 26, we're going to knit all the way across. Row 27 is our cast off row. And to cast off, we're going to knit the first 2 stitches and then put our needle under that very first stitch and bring it up and over that next loop. Now we're going to do the same thing, knit the next one off of our left-handed needle and then slip. Just like that. So you're going to do this all the way to the end, and then we can fasten off. I have 1 loop left. Knit that last stitch and slip that one over. Now you should have 1 loop left on your right-handed needle. You can go ahead and cut your yarn and just pull up on that to fasten off. And there is our little ghost shape. Now because this is a knit stitch, so the garter stitch on both sides, it's a reversible applique. So pick the side that you like the best to be the front, and I will show you how to stitch on some eyes, and you can even stitch on a mouth if you want to. So I have threaded the black yarn through my needle, and what you want to do is go up from the back anywhere. I would say really you can do it wherever you want to place the eyes, and sometimes it takes a few tries to get it perfect where you think it fits. So I'm just going to go up. You can see I'm right under that stitch there, and I'm just going to go into one of the rows above, like that. And if you like where the eye is placed, if you want to make it a thicker eye, you can go up through that same spot again, and down through that same spot again. And that just kind of gives him another layer and a thicker eye. If you're going to put this on another fabric, you don't necessarily have to cut off your yarn here to start the next eye. But if you're going to hang this in a garland and you don't want a traveling piece of yarn on the back, go ahead and just weave in your tail for this first eye. Gently, you don't want to pull it too tight. Just going to go underneath through the back to secure that eye. I'm going to cut the black yarn at that point. And now I can do the same thing on this for this other eye. And you want to try to go on the same row, go up on the same row on the bottom there, and then go down on the same row at the top. Now you've got two eyes for your ghost. So you can go ahead, weave in this yarn, and then you would do the same thing if you wanted to add a mouth. And you can just stitch on, you know, if you wanted to make it an O, you know, something like that. Super cute, I think. So here is my little ghost. You can kind of stretch it out a little bit, shape him up, and he looks really cute hung up, especially next to this little pumpkin. So I hope you enjoyed this knitting tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet done so you don't miss out on any of my future tutorials and yarn content videos. Until next time, everyone, happy knitting! Bye!